At 12:01 on January 1st, 2026, while America celebrated a new year, someone was detained, someone lost their work permit, and someone opened a government letter they didn't understand, but that letter would decide their future. They didn't cross the border that night. They didn't commit a crime. They didn't break the law. They were simply living inside a system that changed the rules without warning. And if you believe this doesn't affect you, if you think this is only about illegal immigrants, then stay with me because the truth is far bigger than immigration. In 2025, the government didn't become louder. It became quieter. ICE stopped announcing operations. USCIS stopped explaining denials. DHS stopped justifying outcomes. In 2026, immigration enforcement doesn't rely on speeches or slogan. It runs on data, algorithm, biometrics, automatic cross-checks, and extreme administrative discretion. The system no longer asks, what did you do? It asks, do you fit? And if you don't fit perfectly, the burden of proof is yours. Not once, but every day. Let's deal on facts, not rumors, not politics. Temporary protected status, TPS. As 2026 began, tens of thousands of TPS holders were facing termination, not because their home country suddenly became safe, but because policy priorities shifted. These terminations were paused only by federal judges, not Congress, not executive mercy. That means that protection today exists on a legal tightrope, one ruling away from collapse. Asylum has a new lock on the door. New federal rules expanded the government's authority to deny asylum based on broad public health or security grounds, even without an active emergency. Asylum is no longer judged based on fear of persecution. It is judged on risk perception, and perception is discretionary. Immigration is now more expensive and on purpose. As of January 1st, 2026, USCIS fees increase across the board. New visa integrity fees were added. Even asking for a fee waiver now costs money. Immigration law didn't just get stricter, it got more expensive. And when justice becomes unaffordable, it stops being justice. Now we need to confront a truth that rarely gets spoken honestly. By the mid-2040s, the United States is projected to become what demographers call a majority-minority nation. That means that no single racial group or ethnic group will make more than half the population. Hispanics, alongside African Americans, Asian, and multiracial Americans, are driving the transformation through higher birth rates, immigration, and generational growth. This is not opinion, this is census data. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Much of today's immigration policy is not about law, it's about fear of that future, fear of cultural change, fear of political laws, fear of no longer being the default majority. Immigration enforcement has become the battlefield where demographic anxiety gets translated into policy, not because immigrants are a threat, but because change is. To my MAGA friends, if you believe in law and order, listen carefully. There's no credible evidence that immigrants increase violent crimes. No solid data linking asylum seekers to terrorism. No serious research proving an invasion. That's not ideology, that's empirical reality. So ask yourself this, why does fear still drive policy? Because fear mobilizes votes. Facts don't. But here's the moral line we must draw. When government punishes people based on profile, not conduct, history tells us where that leads. Today it's immigrants, tomorrow it's someone else. In 2026, the law still protects people, but only if you can prove everything. I have seen people walk freely because they had organized documentation, proof of continuous precedence, consistent records, legal strategies before an emergency, and I have even seen people lose everything because they trusted rumors, signed papers they didn't understand, lacked one document at the wrong moment, assumed this won't happen to me. The system no longer offers automatic second chances. It delivers final determination. If you're waiting for asylum, TPS renewal, a work permit, a green card, citizenship, 2026 will not decide for you, but it will examine everything you did before today. Compliance alone is no longer enough. You must demonstrate continuous documented compliance. Here's the truth. Without fear, without spin, America depends on immigrants, economically, demographically, morally. And governing by myth does not make this country safer. It actually makes it weaker. At Vasquez Law Firm, we don't sell miracles. We deliver clarity, preparation, and real defense. 2026 did not arrive to scare you. It arrived to demand readiness, because this year, your preparation will be your shield. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. The truth should. 1-844-967-3536. Share this video with someone who still thinks fear is policy. Subscribe if you believe the law should serve truth, not myths. Vasquez Law Firm, where clarity replaces uncertainty and dignity is not negotiable.